All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Coming out with you with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Plague represents the destruction, man.
We're not partaking of her plague. When you read in Zechariah the 14th chapter, it tells you that the people
14:12.
burn out their mouth, the eyes melt out their sockets. This is the plague that shall happen unto them.
Hal Lindsey, that made the movie The Late Great Planet Earth,
listen to me.
said that.
I heard that. I'm talking about it says come out. It says come out. How are we going to do it?
The angels are going to say, come up hither, man.
We don't have protection. Where that's what they're leaving. Listen to me, bro. What are you reading, bro? Listen to me. Why are you still here?
Come out of her, my people. And this is representing a physical thing of the ones who are left here of the elect will be beamed up into the chariots. All right? As Apostle Tahar quoted, come up hither. Okay? No, it's not a way of us leaving Babylon the Great. No. Right? We don't have to leave Babylon the Great. Because the angels are going to gather us wherever we are. Okay? Now, in twofold sense, spiritually, yes, we want to separate from Babylon the Great. We want to separate from this way. But this, come out of her, my people, is talking, this is a physical, right? A physical scene or imagery, if you will, of us, of the elect here that's left, being beamed up into the chariots. Come up hither. I'll repeat again as Apostle Tahar said. Let's go to the book of Mark. Right? I was reading Nahum. It was my spot. Let's go to the book of Mark. I believe it's not 3. Let's type in 4 winds. Right? It's the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 27. It says, but let's start at 24. It says, but in those days, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, right? Which is another representation. Clouds in the scriptures also refer to chariots, with great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels and shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from the uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven. So the elect are going to be grabbing the angels from where? The 4 winds. All right. Now, weren't the Israelites scattered through the 4 corners of the earth? Yes, indeed, we were. Okay. So salvation is going to come from wherever the elect of the Israelites are dwelling. Okay. Now, the scripture that is being spoken of in this clip that they were discussing is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. You know how many wicked Israelites can just run and leave America, Babylon the Great? Oh, so since they're able to do that, they won't escape judgment? No. Okay, that's coming to this place? No. Not saying that, there are going to be Israelites that's going to try to run. Okay, and you're going to get judged wherever you go. But this is talking about physically being beamed up into a chariot, so we don't have to run anywhere. You see? The Lord is going to deliver us where we'll be. And if he decides to have you, as the scripture says, as us being as pilgrims and roaming around in different areas, yeah, possible that may happen. But trying to flee America, Babylon the Great because you're trying to escape judgment, you're not going to be able to do that neither. All right? But sticking back to the point, this is talking about being beamed up into the chariots. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." Which now this leads us to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. And it says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first." Now you got to remember, you got a lot of people that are you got people that are gonna die in his faith. Okay, you have people that are gonna be martyrs. You see, so the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, and let's get a precept on that. All right, we'll go to the book of Revelation, chapter 20. Verse 4, it says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years." Okay? Okay, and you got to count the cost in knowing this, of bearing a cross, getting into, being in this faith, okay, that, the servant is not greater than his master, okay? So the things that Yahushua went through, expect the same. You see? When the scriptures talk about, the things were written aforetime were written for our learning, just go to the scriptures, right? Inquire of the former ages, see that what was taking place to the prophets. The things that was happening to the prophets, things that were happening to the men of the Lord. For the most part, what? They were being persecuted. Okay? Apostles being beheaded. You see? And got to count the cost. So being a martyr, whoever fits that lot, that fits their lot. And guess what? But don't be in fear about it, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to die. Okay, for the right cause. Okay, trusting and believing in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, that's how you're gonna be a part of those first fruits, and you're gonna rise first, as the scriptures say. But jumping back, because I don't want to lose, the focus point. First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16, it says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in the Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds." And what? And where? The chariots. Okay? The chariots of what? The chariots of salvation. To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Being delivered from what? Being delivered from the four winds. Okay? Verse 18, "Wherefore comfort one another with these words." Okay? And these are comforting words that get, hey, if you are of the elect, you're going to make it out of here. When you're even going through the things that whatever you may see or whatever you may be going through, that you're around. Okay? But the Lord always said what? That he was going to take care of his. My servant shall eat. Things happening to you, things happening around you, but nothing's gonna. Things happen, multiple different things happening around you, but nothing is gonna touch thee, so to speak. Right? No harm is gonna come into you. See, these things you should meditate on. Okay? These things that you should meditate on. Because the Lord God has. Just got to believe it. So this is what this is going into. This is going into what? Being beamed up into the chariots. Which is the precept referring to, or the precept backing up the book of Revelation chapter 18. Verse 4 again. So it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached up into heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Okay, and this is what's going to get. This is why ultimately this is what's going to get America this heavy judgment. And the ultimate plague is the plague of what? The thermonuclear missiles, destruction. It's going to rain and burn upon America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and for you not to be a partaker of this plague, you got to be of the elect. You see, you got to be of the elect. All right, and this is how you're going to escape this, right? Saved from this, better yet to say, because you are going to be beamed up into a chariot. Come out of her, my people. Physical. Being beamed into a chariot. Shalom. Beamed up into a chariot. Shalom.